Bo Nickal's record is 6-0 with a 100% finish rate, has 2 wins in the Contender Series, finishing Zach Borrego by rear naked choke.
Tripoded up super hard, showing some good fight IQ is Bo Nickal.
And let me tell you, apparently Bo Nickal is extremely strong. When you look at him, you know, he's not super ripped and jacked, but apparently the strength is off the chain. And that's what happens when you wrestle your entire life. The way for this squeeze is horrendous right now.
Just cranking on that neck again. I don't know if he's under.
And Donovan Beard by triangle choke.
First round, Bo Nickal in the red, Donovan Beard in the blue. No glove touch, right to business.
We were talking in the production meeting about whether Bo would look to keep this on the feet for any period of time, just to sort of show, you know, I do have some striking. I've got something to offer on the feet. I'm fascinated to see how and when he's going to shoot.
Previous appearance.
Oh my God.
Mission in 62 seconds, and perhaps it's sooner than that this time.
He's on the neck already.
High mount.
He loses the neck, but he's in big mount here.
Wow.
Right into a triangle.
He reverses it. Triangle threat from Nickal.
He's also got the arm.
That's the tap. Inside a minute this time.
In the UFC, he's 3-0, getting a triangle choke in his UFC debut against Jamie Pickett.
He might just go out on his shield here.
He can't sit in there for 2 and 4 minutes and 45 seconds. As Nickal passes the guard, it just gets tighter.
Yeah, it's going to get way
but
tighter.
Nickal's doing this wrong, though. Nickal's got to get his hips off to the side and drop his chest to the mat. This is not an ideal finish.
It's not perfect, but it's enough that it's torturing him.
But that's why Jamie's not tapping this. Right? If he does this correct, then Jamie will have a little choice but to tap. Now, this is better.
This is better. But if Nickal gets that left leg free and pops over to the side, he wants to maintain control of the body, DC. That's it.
Then getting a knockout against Val Woodburn, who stepped in on short notice.
Timex, the only watch tough enough for you. Visit Timex.com now. Woodburn in green. Bo Nickal out of the southpaw stance in blue.
Val not rushing. Oh, look at Val kind of standing back. Almost telling Nickal, come on. Oh! You better shoot on Val Woodburn because Woodburn just threw a big right hand.
Woodburn has some serious
he does.
behind those right hands.
In his last fight against Cody the Bum Brundage in UFC 300, he gets a rear naked choke in the second round, his first time going into a second round of a fight, and Cody Brundage did give him a hard time.
And he did. Great job by Brundage there.
3 of Bo Nickal's 5 pro wins thus far have come by submission.
On his rear choke aside. Yep, he's got it. He's got it. That's it.
There it is. Another one bites the dust. Bo Nickal moves to 6-0.
But he has been finishing his opponents. But the problem is that they're all
Try!
And I know he's only had a few fights in the UFC, and he's talented and has the potential to be great. He's a 3-time NCAA wrestling champion, probably the best collegiate wrestler of all time, and tried to be an Olympian, only losing to the gold medalist in wrestling, and has the striking and the power to knock his opponents out. But I think it's time that he gets a real test. All the hype that he has coming into the UFC, and he hasn't faced anyone that is on his level of wrestling or striking. I know that the only person to call him out is Shiar Magomedov, but he's fighting Michael Bachanchek in August, but nobody's calling him out for a fight. So what's next for Bo Nickal? He's currently ranked 31st on Tapology's current best middleweights, and all the guys that are near him all have fights scheduled. And Bo did an interview with On The Rocks podcast and says that he did get offered a short notice fight to fight Robert Whittaker after Kazmat dropped out, but he said he doesn't take short notice fights.
Experience and opportunities, the Hamzat call. Is that real? You were really in the mountains and didn't receive the...
Yeah. So I was in Montana at a event called is the ARC competition. So Sig Sauer hosted an event, and it was for charity where we basically ran through these courses that they set up for rifle, pistol, archery, and stuff. And I was just up there having a good time, in the middle of Montana in the mountains, shooting some guns. And when I got back, like, what was it? Like, I was there for 2 days. So after that, I looked at my phone. I had a couple messages and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" Called them back, and they're like, "Yeah, we offered, or you got offered this Whitaker fight." I didn't even know like that Hamza had dropped out, anything like that. Oh my god! So I like got all the updates all at once, and it had already basically everything had been settled, and my manager was like, "Yeah, you know, we'd already talked about the situation." I told him I'm not taking short notice fights, like that doesn't interest me, and so he told him no, and they threw out a big.
And they asked him who will be his next fight, and he says, "I have nothing booked, but he wants to fight on the MSG card, which is supposed to be John Jones and Stipe."
When's your next fight?
So I don't have anything booked, nothing signed, but I'm working on November MSG. So that'll be crazy, yeah.
Who do you want?
Whoever, man. Don't really matter. At this point, I just want to fight on the biggest cards and the most exciting events, and really just want to keep making steps up. So, you know, Cody Brundage was my last fight. I would like to fight somebody better, somebody, you know, more accomplished, better record, and just keep stepping up every single time. And then, you know, but it really doesn't matter to me. I just am excited to go out there and compete. I would love to compete a little earlier than that, but I'm helping guys prep for the Olympics and stuff, and you know, get ready for their competitions. And so, you know, we're pushing it back to November, but it's all good. I'll just have more time to train and prepare and develop.
Know what you want to call out right now?
Nah, you know, the call out thing is like, I'm getting called out every other weekend, so it's like, it doesn't really make sense.
Why wouldn't they call you out at this point?
Everybody's just calling me out, and you know, it's interesting to me. To me, what it says is that they want to fight me now. Like, they don't want to fight me in a year. They don't. These guys that are in the top 10, top 5, top whatever, like, they don't want to fight me after I've got like some experience under my belt. They want to catch me early, and you know, get their, you know, make their, hopefully in their mind, make their record look a little bit better, get my name under their belt. But for me, it's all about development, improving, getting better, and those fights will come, right? Like I said, I'm young, and I'm gonna keep winning. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and yeah, I mean, the call-outs are funny to me. It's like, these guys got 20 fights and a decade of MMA experience, and they're calling out me that I've literally fought 3 times in the UFC, and I've been fighting professionally for 2 years.
Yeah.
It says something, right? It says like they're thinking about me, and you know, they want to catch me now, but you know, I'm gonna do things on my own terms.
Exactly. It's only gonna get worse for them from here, you know, so they might as well try now.
Yeah, you know, for me, I think I can beat these guys, but I want to widen the gap.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to make it competitive at all. I do think that there's a lot of guys that I would fight right now that would be extremely competitive, and they would be tough fights for me to win. Like, there's guys that could absolutely beat me, and when I fight the best guys, I just want there to be a clear gap in skill and fight IQ and everything, and to the point where, you know, it doesn't even look competitive. And genuinely, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not going to go wipe the floor with the top 10 guys in the division right now, because I need to get better. But that's the goal, is like, when I get there, to just demolish them and make it look like just a clear gap in skill. So that's my plan.
He says he wants to fight someone better than Cody Brundage, and someone that has a better record than Cody Brundage. And he also talks about how everyone is calling him out, and not in a year when he's developed. Of course everyone wants to fight you now. You have the hype, and they want to steal it from you with a win. And he also doesn't want to fight anybody in the top 10, but you want to be on a main card of some of the biggest events. But how are you fighting guys that don't have hype or a name, and say you want to fight these guys when you're at your best? But how do you even know when you're at the best when you don't even test yourself? And learning from a loss can help you out a lot. Fighting against the best is better than losing to the worst guys in the division, and the middleweight division is not that good. I think his next fight should be against Iskram Askarov, someone who tested themselves by fighting Robert Whittaker, or Paul Craig, who has lost his last 2 fights and can test his grappling. Let me know what you guys think in the comment. Like and subscribe. I'm JNaps MMA, and I'm out.